it's number 13. Susie's giving me a hard time because I was on a tractor and I seen it this afternoon, but I wasn't going to stop and I was all alone. But it doesn't look like we're going to be catching her tonight. I'm going to have to catch her down in the yard too, right along with the last one of these days.
One of these days.
Well, gotta get them when you can. Little heifer calf, number 13.
Oops. Hi guys. Hello.
This piece of equipment is what they call a cult mulcher. Basically, it really levels the ground nice when you're going to put seeding in, or I suppose even if you're going to do weeds or something like that. It does a really good job. It's getting a little old. If you look at it, there's some busted pieces on it. It still does the job. Normally, when you seed a piece down or through the years, you have your grain drill or your seeding drill, and you pull a rollers behind it, kind of like this on the back here. It's called a cultipacker. Well, about 3 years ago, my cultipacker, I hit a big stone, and it disintegrated. We'll just leave it at that. It just completely fell apart.
On the road?
No, in the middle of the field. I had rollers strung out for all over the place. Anyway, so I needed a new one or needed to replace it. Well, I have this piece of equipment, and they don't give anything away. I mean, the cheapest thing that I could find that really would work for me was between $1,500 and $2,000. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'd rather spend it on this piece of equipment because this needs to be replaced pretty soon too. So anyway, so I just run my drill around and then I just got to pack it down when I'm done. But you see me pick the teeth up. What it's designed for is to level the field, and it does a really good job when you put the teeth in. It kind of levels the field. Well, when I got the seed in the ground already, I don't want the teeth in the ground. I want to dig up my crop. So I pick up the teeth and I just roll it down. So that's what I'm going to go do. I finished seeding yesterday, and I'm just going to go roll this piece down, and then it'll be in. So Susie's going to film me doing a little bit of that. Then I got to do some things, and I might talk her into driving a tractor a little bit. All right, see you later.
Show you the rest of the field that he has to do. He's going to talk me into it. It takes about 2 hours to roll it down. Of course, there's Ivy. Sometimes I think she's the star of the show. It rained a lot, and we figured the fields would be wet, and ours sure dry out.
been shelling out my seed corn this morning. I went to the field and finished plowing one piece. I just got a little bit left there, about 5 acres to plow, and then I'm done.
Maybe Rich's.
Well, maybe Rich's. I gotta move some feeders and pitch some manure, so I got a little break in it. But she wanted to know what she could do, and she asked if she could start shelling my seed corn. I said, sure. And you can see in here, there's the seed corn. She's been at it, how long have you been doing? About 2 hours?
Yeah,
Something like that, about
2.5.
Start with 18 bags. I got 7 left, so she went through 11 bags of the cobs, and they're not full. They're half, 3/4 full. But out of 11 bags, this is how much seed corn we got. We got 2 decent bags, and probably 3 if we transfer. Probably 3 good bags. So, you know, it looks like a lot when you have the cobs on it, but you shell it out, and it's not a whole lot, but it's plenty. I'm only planting like maybe 20 acres of corn this year, and out of that seed bag, I probably can get a good 3.5 acres, maybe even 4 acres out of a bag. So I only need 5 bags, and I'll be fine. I have enough seed corn. So, and I've actually got some left over from last year. I probably got a bag left over from last year. So I'm gonna be good. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you how I do this. It's real simple. It's an old-time sheller. They used it years ago, not so much for seed corn, but you'd shell it up to feed the chickens or whatever you did with it. But it works really well for me. I could go slower if you had if you ran this through a combine, which would work great, but it's got a lot of power and it's fast and it tends to crack the kernels. This doesn't crack the kernels so much, so I can go kind of slow. Oh, I gotta turn the fan on. It's probably gonna make noise, you ain't gonna hear me. But I have wind blowing here. If Sue turns around and shows on the floor, there's all the, I guess you'd call it chaff from the corn, and I actually swept some off, but we gotta blow that out of the seed, try to clean it up. There's little chunks of cob that fall in there. After every bucket of corn I go through, I always kind of check the seed, and I'm picking some stuff out of there. If I was planting a lot of acres, I probably want to have the seed corn, take it somewhere and clean it, or run it through a screen myself and try to clean it up a little better. I only put 20 to 30 acres in every year, and this year I'm only putting in 20. But by the time I get done and I tear my boxes off my planter and clean the planter up, there's plenty of chaff and crap in the boxes. Not enough to really affect the way it plants, but if I did a lot more acres, I would have to do a better job because it would eventually affect it. But I don't worry about it because I don't plant that many acres. So
The fan.
turn the fan on.
Boy, he's forgetful, getting old.
It's old age. Made this neat little platform for Sue because she's shorter than me.
But who's using it?
It works out pretty good. My seed corn. I could sit here and film the whole thing, but you'd get bored. But that's what we do. Went through 18 bags, or she went through 11. I got 7 more to go over 18 bags of seed. And that's it. Shell it out. I'll clean it up, and then I'll plant it in the fields and grow on my next crop. Last fall, and whether you watched it or not, but I picked out the best cobs when I was putting it in the crib, and that's why. You pick out your best. I hung it in the basement so it would really get dry and keep it away from rodents and all kinds of things. And then I grit it out, I shell it out, and I put it in the ground. You can't do that with a hybrid seed. I mean, hybrid seed will grow, but it won't yield with the dam because it's a hybrid. Open pollinated seed, that's the way it's designed. You don't get the yields of the hybrid, that's why people plant hybrids. But it does enough for me, and I trust the seed because I'm the one saving it. There's all kinds of debate on what you believe or don't believe. I totally understand why farmers do what they do. I was doing it before I quit farming full-time myself. You gotta make the money work, you gotta make the yields work, you gotta squeeze every penny out of every acre. I'm fortunate I don't have to do that. I just need to get enough for my cows. And I trust this seed a whole lot better than I trust seed buying from a dealer.
And you just have to water the willow tree.
Yep, and it's been raining a lot lately, so the willow's been watered well. So So, all right, well that's it. That's my seed corn, and we're gonna finish up here, finish bagging it, and next time you see the seed corn, I'm gonna be putting it in the ground.
That's the corn we shucked.
Shelled.
Shelled.
Okay. All right, I'm just topping off the boxes. I planted my first little piece of corn. I got about 5 acres in, so everything's working good. So I'm gonna go plant my big piece of corn. That's 17, 18 acres.
What a difference of fields, because that one is not full of sod.
Right, well, when you plow over hay, it can be kind of a pain. Should have enough seed in the boxes, otherwise I got 2 other bags. But I'll have to keep an eye on it. I'll be fine unless something happens till I'm almost done. Then I'll have to check my seed, and if I need to come get some, I'll need to come get some. But like Sue was saying, this is the seed that we showed you shelling out. Or I don't think I put that video online. Maybe this next week I will. But this is it. And it goes into boxes and it goes in the ground. And God willing, it gives us a crop. So that's what we're doing today. And this is the 14th of May. This is one of the better years. I don't know, it probably won't get done today, depending on what time it is right now. It's got to be close to 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I might get done. We'll see. I know it's hard to quit. You get stubborn, you get close, and you're like, oh, I've only got a half hour left. Pretty soon it's 7, 8 o'clock at night. So that might be the case tonight. If I do get done, 14th of May, I'm pretty happy with that. If I get it in by the 20th of May, I'm always happy. I'm not too, worried about the time. We need to warm up. It hasn't really been that warm. Right now it's warming up. We're supposed to get a 80-degree day later on this week. But to get things to sprout and come out of the ground, we need some heat.
But somebody did help you so you could get...
Susie helped me today so I could get going. Yes, if she would have jumped on the big tractor, which she wouldn't let me film her. She's so stubborn, because I wanted to, but she wouldn't let me. She stole the camera. But if she wouldn't have done that, that's what I'd still be doing that, or I'd just be getting done, and then I'd have to get the planter ready and get started. But as it is, I'm well started, and I'll get, if nothing breaks down, I'll get well over half done today, if maybe even done today. So we'll see. I'm gonna get going, and maybe she can come down there and film me go around or two. Not that it's that big a deal, just go around the field, but I might want to see put some corn in the ground. All righty, I'm gonna put the planter back together, and I'm gonna get going.
Oh, he brought a little part of a tree with him. he's been at it for almost 2 hours. He came out about 3:45 and now it's like 5:30. So, and he's got, I think, over the half the field is done. Just came down because he doesn't have a phone, he doesn't have a watch. So I came down to tell him what time it is so he's aware, to see if he's going to finish or if he's going to finish it tomorrow.